Welcome, Sagittarius. Whether you're a newcomer or a seasoned member of the Zodiac Talks Tarot family, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. For those of you who've been with me through the cosmic ebbs and flows, I truly appreciate your energy. Your presence enriches this community in ways that words can hardly capture. And to my Sagittarians tuning in today, brace yourselves, because 2025 is your year, and the universe is about to deliver some long-awaited rewards. When we talk about Sagittarius, we're speaking of a sign that embodies fiery ambition, adventurous spirit, and an unrelenting drive toward discovery. This year, however, it's not just about chasing the horizon, it's about seeing the fruits of your labor come to life in ways you never expected. We're entering what I like to call your year of triumph. And that's no mere catchphrase, it's a declaration of your incoming breakthroughs, a cosmic green light telling you that the storm of change, growth, and transformation is here, and it's clearing the way for something much brighter. Now, let me first pause and share a little insight from my years of studying astrology and human psychology. Life is cyclical: growth, struggle, reflection, and finally, transformation. Every cycle in our lives carries with it lessons we must learn, hurdles we must face, and a sense of direction we must follow. For Sagittarians, you're at the precipice of something monumental. The end of a long cycle is upon you. This isn't simply about wrapping up a chapter in your life, it's about closing the entire book. It's a release, a shedding of old burdens, and a necessary reset. You've carried so much weight, and while it's served as a source of strength, it's now time to leave it behind. The weight is about to lift. But let's not rush. I know you, Sagittarius, you're always ready to move forward, to push ahead to the next adventure. But before we dive into the exciting new journey, let's take a moment to honor where you've been. The universe works in waves, after all, and those waves can often feel like a tempest crashing against the shore. And while it can be overwhelming, this is where your resilience comes into play. Sagittarians are not easily swayed. You were born of fire, of adventure, and of infinite possibilities. The storms you've weathered in the past have only made you stronger. This year? This is the year when those storms turn into winds that propel you forward rather than holding you back. As we sit at the threshold of a new cycle, I want to reflect on the teachings of the Buddha. Suffering, as he wisely noted, is an inherent part of life. But instead of seeing suffering as something to avoid, we are encouraged to view it as a teacher. It's through these moments of discomfort and challenge that we evolve, we grow, and we transform. This time of change, Sagittarius, is your opportunity to embrace the lessons that life is offering you. It's not about escaping hardship but learning to use it as a tool for personal growth. It's a powerful realization, and it's one that will unlock strengths within you that you didn't know existed. So, what does this all mean for you, Sagittarius? It means that this is a time for release and renewal. The old burdens that have weighed heavily on your heart and mind, those are not your truths anymore. The storm that you've been riding out is the very thing that will clear the way for your transformation. Embrace this time. The energy is shifting, and with it comes a new beginning, a fresh chapter where you stand stronger, wiser, and more ready than ever to seize what is yours. In astrology, we know that every sign experiences cycles, but for Sagittarius, 2025 marks the culmination of lessons learned, of obstacles overcome, and of new opportunities on the horizon. With each step you take, know that the universe is aligning with your energy, ready to propel you into a future that holds the promise of success, joy, and fulfillment. You've done the work, Sagittarius. The universe has watched your journey, and now, it's your time to rise. So, as we close out this cosmic reading, know that the year of triumph 2025 is your time to shine. You've earned this victory. You've earned the freedom that comes with it. The universe has already spoken. Your transformation is happening. The door is wide open. Now, it's your turn to step through it and claim all that you've worked so hard for. Remember, as the Buddha taught, the path to wisdom is not linear. It is paved with both joy and suffering, with both triumph and defeat. But it is through each step, each experience, that we unlock our true potential. This year, Sagittarius, you are unlocking yours. Embrace the journey, and trust that the best is yet to come. In astrology, we often speak of crossroads, those pivotal moments when the universe nudges us to a fork in the road. And for you, Sagittarius, this time has come. You stand at a metaphorical fork with many roads to choose from, each leading you in a different direction. The fork in the road card in your reading is not just a simple signpost, it's a reflection of where you are right now. A choice, a decision, a moment of pause in your journey that holds profound significance. But here's the catch: when faced with so many options, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. That's natural, that's human. You're the explorer, the adventurer, the seeker of truth. When you've spent your life chasing after the next horizon, the idea of having to choose one path over another can feel, well, like a cosmic puzzle. Which way should I go, you might ask yourself. And believe me, this feeling of uncertainty is something we all face. But fear not, Sag. The year of triumph 2025 is all about making decisions that align with who you truly are, your most authentic self. So, yes, the fork in the road might seem confusing now, but with time, reflection, and a little bit of patience, you'll realize that one path will stand out more clearly than the others. The thing about Sagittarius is that you're never afraid to take risks or change direction. You've always had an adventurous spirit, a willingness to try something new, even if it's a bit daunting. I think that's why people are so drawn to you. You represent courage in a world full of hesitation and doubt. You don't mind taking the road less traveled. You thrive on it. So, when you find yourself standing at the crossroads, take a deep breath and trust yourself. Trust your instincts. And above all, trust that the path you choose is the one you were meant to walk, even if it's not immediately clear. Now, we're moving into the Between Worlds phase, and this card is a cosmic signal that you're in a transition. You're not where you were before, but you're also not quite where you're headed. This in-between space, while uncomfortable, is actually the fertile ground where true growth takes place. I'll be honest, it's a bit like the feeling of being stuck in a waiting room with no one to talk to. You know you're on your way somewhere, but the journey feels suspended. But, here's the magic of this phase, Sag. In these moments of uncertainty and liminality, the universe does some of its best work. You're shedding your old skin, evolving into a more enlightened version of yourself. I'm reminded of the Buddhist teaching on impermanence, the idea that everything is in constant flux. Nothing is static, not even you. You're in a period of transformation, and while it might feel like things are up in the air, rest assured that this is when the most powerful manifestations are made. The universe is guiding you, but sometimes it asks you to step back and allow things to unfold at their own pace. I know the temptation is to rush ahead, to figure everything out now, to make the decision today. But, Sag, I encourage you to resist that urge. The true power lies in embracing the space you're in, trusting the process, and allowing the universe to do its work. You don't have to have all the answers right now. This is a time for patience, for reflection, for finding balance between where you've been and where you're going. The magic, Sag, is happening in the uncertainty. It's not about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. As you continue to evolve, trust that the right path will reveal itself to you, one step at a time. And with each step, you'll move closer to the triumph that awaits. So, take a moment, breathe, and let the universe work its magic. This is your time to rise. Chaos and conflict. For many, these words bring to mind tumultuous moments filled with confusion and disarray, and for you, Sagittarius, it's no different. You've been through your fair share of stormy seas, whether the turbulence came from within, like a whirlwind of self-doubt and inner turmoil, or from external forces, like arguments, stress, and life's unrelenting drama. The Chaos and Conflict card has made its appearance, not as a warning, but as a reminder that this period in your life, this period of tumult, is nearing its end. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, easy for you to say, CJ, let me offer you something profound. Change, by nature, doesn't happen overnight. Chaos often precedes calm, like the intense fire before the stillness. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. It feels like you're trapped in a never-ending cycle of noise and unrest. But let's get real for a moment. This phase you're going through is not who you are. It's an experience you're having, not an identity you need to hold on to. You are not your circumstances, Sagittarius. You are not the arguments that raged around you, not the stress that clouded your mind. You are the calm in the center of the storm, the steady anchor while everything else swirls out of control. Think of it this way: have you ever stood in the eye of a storm? The wind howling around you, the clouds dark and ominous, yet you're in the middle of it all, calm and untouched? That's you, Sag. You're in the eye of your storm right now. It's temporary. Trust me, the storm will pass. And when it does, when the skies clear, you'll feel the warmth of the sun like never before. I want you to take a step back and look at what's happening from a higher vantage point. As someone who has spent years delving into human psychology, I can tell you this: when we were stuck in conflict, we were stuck in our own minds. Our thoughts, our fears, our doubts pile on top of us like bricks, each one making us feel heavier and more entrenched in our turmoil. But the key to breaking free? Simple: stop identifying with the chaos. Acknowledge it, yes. Understand that it's there, but don't let it define you. Don't let it control you. This is where Buddhist philosophy comes into play. Buddha taught that suffering is part of life. However, he also taught that suffering doesn't define us unless we let it. In fact, suffering, when approached with the right mindset, can be a powerful teacher. This current turbulence you're experiencing, Sagittarius, it's your teacher. It's guiding you toward a greater sense of self-awareness. And while the lessons might be hard-earned, you're coming out the other side stronger, more self-assured, and more connected to your true self. Enter clarity, the beacon of hope in this storm. The Ace of Cups has shown up in your reading, offering a profound message of emotional renewal. This is the card of new beginnings, of a fresh start, and not just in matters of the heart, though it certainly includes that. This is the rebirth of your inner self. The love you've been giving to others? It's finally coming back to you, tenfold. But here's the catch: sometimes, clarity doesn't come all at once. It's like being in a dark room and slowly, the light begins to filter in through the cracks. You can't rush it. The Year of Triumph 2025 is about letting that light in, but on its own time. The healing you've been waiting for is happening now. The Ace of Cups is a reminder that it's not just about the external world, it's about nurturing yourself, about finally giving yourself the love and attention you've longed to receive. When you start to look inward with kindness, when you start to show yourself the compassion you show others, you'll find the clarity you seek. Now, Sag, we come to the final stretch. Victory awaits. And it's not just any victory. It's your victory. You've done the work. You've weathered the storm. And now, you stand before the chariot, a symbol of triumph, strength, and moving forward with purpose. The chariot is a card of action. It's your cosmic green light. This is your moment to take control, to step into your power with confidence, and to claim the rewards of all the hard work you've done. It's been a long road, but victory is at hand. However, don't forget the wisdom embedded in this card. Yes, it's time to charge forward, but it's also time to remember the balance. The Chariot is not just about force, it's about knowing when to pull back, to let things fall into place, and to trust that the universe is guiding you. It's about knowing when to steer and when to let the ride take you where you need to go. You've put in the effort, Sag. Now, it's time to let the universe reward you for it. Key takeaways for Sagittarius in 2025. Transformation is in the air. Embrace it, because you're on the edge of something incredible. Trust yourself, this is your time to shine. The Year of Triumph 2025 is all about stepping into your power and reaching for your goals. As the chosen ones, the fruits of your labor are manifesting in ways that will both surprise and delight you. Chaos and conflict have been part of your story, but they no longer define you. You are evolving into something much stronger. Clarity is emerging from the storm. Trust the process, even if it feels slow at times. So, Sagittarius, as we wrap this up, I want to remind you that this year 2025 is going to be one for the books. The universe is aligning with you, and your greatest triumphs are just around the corner. Stay grounded, stay hopeful, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. You've got this. The storm is passing, and the sun is breaking through. Now, before I go, don't forget to hit that like button if this reading resonated with you. Leave a comment below, I'd love to hear where you're at in your journey. And of course, subscribe my channel Zodiac Talks Tarot to stay updated with all the cosmic wisdom coming your way. This is just the beginning of your victory, Sag. The best is yet to come.